Would you look at this? We are getting some flooring put in today. Hey friends, Jennifer here with Monroe Family Farm. As you guys just saw, we are starting to get some flooring put in. We went to Tallahassee. I want to say it was like maybe 4 days ago, something like that. But we couldn't put the floors in immediately. There's a few different things that we've had to do first before putting in the floors. So let me turn you guys around really quick so you can see what it was that we had to do. All right. So as you guys know, we have raised these floors. We put in new plywood and subflooring. But this is an older house and you can't get it completely level. It's just really, really hard to get something like this completely level. So something that the flooring company suggested was putting some self-leveling underlayment on top of the plywood in order to get the floor as level as we possibly can before actually putting in the flooring. So you're going to notice that there's different colors on the floor. This is still wet, so don't mind this right here. But we've had to use a different brand that was suggested. If you guys have been watching us long enough, you know that my husband has been doing decorative concrete for quite some time. And even before he did decorative concrete back in Alabama, back in Florida, he actually worked for a concrete company, pouring concrete and then doing some side stuff, you know, just the, I don't know what you want to call that, but the first steps of pouring cement, like in the molds and stuff like that. And this self-leveling cement that was suggested, I don't know what the professionals do.
The professionals use this because they know how to use it.
Well, right.
You know, for do-it-yourselfer, somebody who has not done it, don't buy it. It's going to dry up on you so fast, you're not going to like it.
Yeah. The self-leveling...
8 minutes. It sucks.
Yeah, the self-leveling cement, or underlayment as they call it. It's like it's between a cement and a thin set, supposedly. Thin set for tiling is a little bit too thin and will crack on you, and then supposedly the cement, they didn't really say anything negative about cement, but they don't suggest cement. So with the self-leveler, basically that has a polymer in it, and the polymer is like a plastic. So if you walk on it, it's going to give a little bit. And where cement, if there's a weak spot in the flooring, if you walk on it, it could crack and crumble. So that's why they don't really suggest doing cement. But if your floor is sound, if your plywood is sound and there's no give in the floor and it's screwed in really well, you shouldn't have any issues using the cement. For somebody who has not used the self-leveler before, that's made specifically for laminate or vinyl floorings, it's very challenging to work with. It sets in, like I said, about 8 to 10 minutes. So you have to work with it really, really fast. And if you're not used to that material, because it is very thick, they suggest a 3-to-1 ratio. That would be 3 of the actual powder of the cement.
3 equal parts.
3 equal parts, and then 1 equal part water. And it is so ridiculously thick. So thick. Like, it is just, I don't understand how they work with that. Honestly, we just don't get it. Which gave us a little bit more time to work with it, which I think was fine to a certain extent. But that also dried fairly fast. So then we watered it down a little bit more. We're not really quite sure what the next step is. I think,
we're not professionals either.
Yeah, we're not professionals. This is, you know, we've done the laminate wood flooring one other time, and that was at our house in Alabama, and it was a very small room. But we are doing this in an entire house, and we're trying to do it the best that we possibly can. We want to make sure that the floor is sound. We want to make sure that we're doing it right. We don't want to have to correct issues in the future. But because we are new to this, I mean, there are no guarantees that it's going to be perfect. But we certainly will try to get it as good as we possibly can. The bedrooms is probably going to be a little bit easier just because it's a smaller space, and then you're going to have furniture that you don't really tend to move around as much. So I think the bedrooms will be okay, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. We will definitely let you know what the results are and how we feel about it. We've done tile before, and tile, it's easier, it's messy, but there is more cutting involved. Like you have to use the tile cutter and the wet saw and stuff like that.
This all you have to use is just a razor.
Yeah, with the laminate flooring, you just have to use with the vinyl flooring, you just have to use a razor blade to cut your pieces. So that it is definitely easier in that aspect, but it doesn't stick to the floor. So it's hard to know whether or not you're really putting it in correctly. And that's just my opinion. If you guys have done this before, maybe you find it very easy. I don't know. We're working with somewhat of uneven surfaces. They are as even as we can possibly get it, like I said, but they are by no means perfect. We are trying to make it better by adding the self-leveler on the floor. But even with that, I mean, it's hard to do this, but we'll get it done. We'll make sure it's done right. And it's a learning curve, and this first room might be more challenging, but once we get to the second room and third room, you figure out what works for you, and you get in your groove, and you figure things out. So luckily this room here has the heaviest furniture, and it won't be moved often or ever, I should say. Once it's in here, it ain't going nowhere. So yeah, that where things are put is where they're staying. So that's good. The floor won't shift and stuff like that. Lady, no, don't you come in here. Ouch. Lady's been something else. She has taken over the couch. Thank goodness I do keep the couch covered, because her hair is everywhere, and she's still kind of leaking a little bit from having the puppies. If you guys are new to the channel, Lady just had 9 puppies on July 4th, so they're just over 2 weeks old, probably like 2.5 weeks old, and she's used to, back in Alabama, she had a window seat, basically, that she would get up on and lay on, and that was her seat, and she liked it because she could look out the window and see what's going on. Well, in this house, she doesn't have a window seat, so we've noticed in the mornings she has been on the couch. So we got to figure out a way to keep her off the couch. But like I said, I do have the couch covered with, white, so I can bleach it, and that's basically the purpose of the white covering, is just so I can put it in bleach and make sure it gets completely clean. I've been watching. We finally got this bathroom almost completely finished. There's still a few little things that we have to do. I do want to put some wood shelving, like some dark wood shelving here on this wall above the toilet, just for extra storage. The only storage cabinet that we really have is this cabinet right here, which at the moment just has like all of our linens and towels and sheets and stuff, and that's not even everything that I have, so I'm definitely gonna have to downsize a little bit. This is the only storage closet. I'm gonna be putting in our master bathroom, I'm gonna put a linen cabinet in there, something like an armoire-ish, but not so large like that, just again for extra linen storage, toiletry storage, and that's why I also want to make sure that I'm putting some shelving on the wall here, just to make sure that we have all the storage that I can possibly fit in this house that I've provided it. And then that's kind of it. I will keep you guys posted later on in this video to let you see how that room turns out, and we'll go from there. floors are good. Oh, ow. Trying to
No,
beat me up with a hammer.
I need this. Okay,
Very close.
crack. Don't throw these over.
Okay. They're coming along nicely. It's gonna look really nice in here once the baseboards are up, and I think we might be doing a barn door on this door here, possibly, but it's going to open that way because I don't want it coming on this wall here, but we'll see. Not 100% sure yet. I just need to make sure that the furniture fits in here first before we decide to do the barn door, especially if we have it sliding this way here. I need to make sure that whatever I'm putting right here in this area.
You don't have to slide it. You have to do this.
Yeah, I know. But he's saying to have it slide that way because it is a narrow door. These doors are not like your typical size doors. They are very, very narrow. Right? They're tall, but they're narrow.
Tall, skinny person.
Yeah. Not us.
No, we're short and stuff.
But yeah. Anyways, we'll figure.
I'm only 5'3", I think.
5'3", yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that tall.
No. Not at all. No, he's not 5'3". Don't let him fool you. He's not tall, but he's not 5'3".
Almost a hobbit.
You're starting to look very distinguished.
A distinguished young man. Well, not. You didn't say young, no.
No, I said distinguished. I'm trying to be nice. Oh gosh. Yeah, so the joke.
What joke?
Well, it's not really a joke, but the funny thing is that he said he's not going to shave his beard until he's done with all the work in this house. And like every other day or every couple of days, he asks if he can shave his beard. And I ask him, well, is the work done in the house? And he's like, no. And I said, well, I guess that answers your question. But it's getting to the point where he doesn't ask as often as he was. So he's saying that he's getting used to it. So,
Might be keeping it for life.
oh, I don't know. He says that I don't know if you guys heard what he said, but he said he might be keeping it for life. I don't know about all
You
that.
never know how long my life is. It could be tomorrow.
Don't you dare say that. I rebuke those words. We don't.
I repeat those words.
Yes, thank you. We don't speak that kind of craziness in this house. Sheesh.
Good.
But he is doing a great job. I love the coloring of the floor. It's not too dark. It's not too light. He thinks it should be a little bit lighter, but I think it's perfect. And I picked it, and I like it, and I'm stuck with it. And I don't care because I like it. So it's good. I do need to start priming the walls in the I do need to start priming the walls in the hallway. I started that wall back there. If you can tell, that wall is white and the rest are like yellowish kind of color. So that wall has been primed, but I ran out of primer. I do have primer, but it's mostly for like drywall, for fresh drywall. And I don't know if I can put it over painted walls. So, I haven't tried it. But I don't know if I want to waste this primer on these walls and then not have it work, because we are going to have to do drywall in the bathroom. We're going to need to put drywall in here, so I know I'm going to definitely have to prime the walls that end up going in here. I don't really think we'll use 2 gallons, and I do believe I have 2 gallons of that kind of primer. Man, this looks so nice. I'm so loving it. Woohoo! A month and a half with no floors, and now we're getting floors. So this feels really good. Really, really good. Really good. It's nice to know I'm going to have some furniture come in here soon. Start storing some things instead of having everything in boxes. So right now, look, I mean, the storage situation is not under control because I don't have any furniture in here. So don't use all my cabinets in here because I don't trust these cabinets. Especially like any of these cabinets on this side next to the sink. This floor is really bad. It's in very rough shape. And you just can't put things under there. So as far as like my pots and pans are still in boxes. Some of them, the ones I use most regularly are out, but the rest of them are all in boxes. Which is out here in this screened enclosured room. If that's really what you want to call it. It's partially screened and the screen is kind of ripped. Once we're finished with the inside, then we have to start working out here. But if you're new, oh, help yourself out. Come on. Lady's good at opening up the doors. She just let herself out. She's funny. But yeah, so this is like this is all kids' toys, winter clothes my husband changes out to from, you know, morning clothes to afternoon clothes when he starts working. And then he'll take a shower and he'll put his clothes back on. You know, I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff that we can't put inside the house yet because we can't start putting stuff in the bottom of the closet because there's no floor in it yet. So when the kids' floor is done, then we can start putting their toys in the closet and bring their bedding and their furniture from their bedrooms into their room to start storing that kind of stuff. And then this area here will start getting cleaned out. Now this stuff on this side, this stuff is bathroom and kitchen mostly. Yeah, so I've been going through bins, trying to get things cleaned. I've got a bag here. This all has to go to the laundromat because these are like big giant comforters and blankets that I cannot put in my washer and dryer because I don't want to break my washer and dryer. But yeah, for the most part, the stuff in here it's labeled well. But like, I have lots of candles. I am obsessed with soy candles or coconut wax candles. I don't use like other stuff other than that, but I try to find candles that don't give off a lot of soot. So that's what I stick with. And I have like 2 boxes of my candles and like baking sheets, my large canning pots, my mixers, my baking stuff, all that. And then like bathroom stuff as far as like toothbrush holders, you know, like just waste baskets, stuff like that. It's not out yet. It's still packed. But that stuff is over here. And you guys, I don't know if I've even ever brought you into our other storage area, but I guess I can really quick. Woo, let me tell you, it is hot here in South Florida. It is hot here in South Georgia. My heavens, I need to get back adjusted to this really hot weather because it is just as hot as Florida. Yeah, there's a little breeze in the air, but the heat is really just, it's something. So this door right here, you know, we still have to work on these sheds. The floor in these sheds are kind of deteriorated in certain areas. So when we're done with the house, we will be working. So this is our door jamb. We jam the door because we don't want it to accidentally somehow manage to lock us in here. But yeah, there's a nice hole in the floor right there. And this whole thing is kind of leaning downhill a bit. But our furniture is in here. So if you guys have been wondering, oh my gosh, well, where are you storing your furniture? This is where it's at. Some things got really damaged in the move. Wow. That's crazy. I have not seen that yet. I think my husband just recently moved stuff around a little bit. But I think, what in the world are you doing in here, mister? Mister. Oh, you're going to get in trouble. This guy. These two boys have been continuing. Yeah, you scare them. Go put them back, lady. They just like to be bad. So, back to this stuff over here. Yeah, our furniture is in this bigger shed of the two. The flooring is not in good condition. So, when we are done with the house, we will start redoing the floor in the sheds. Because it has good bones. And I believe that this shed here is going to end up turning into my husband's, his, workshop area. We might put another door on the other side over here or something. I'm not quite sure what he wants to do. But this is going to be his workshop. And I believe this one over here, it may either end up being my garden shed. I do like the idea of it being my garden shed. Hold on, let me get this closed really quick. We have to latch it up here, but then we have to kind of push it closed, because if we don't push it closed, the chickens will go in there. Because, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, silly? And since I'm outside, I'll show you the girls. So the girls are just kind of hanging out. Piper snuck out on me. That's all right, I'll get her back. Hi, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. As you can see, he's still nursing off his mama. She still has a little bit of milk, I think. Her udder looks like she still has milk. And then Hazel, she's due on the 29th of this month. So yesterday I went to Tractor Supply and I went ahead and got some pine flakes. And what we're gonna do is, we have one extra gate that we found that we're not using yet, and we are gonna put the gate I just want windows that are flush to the wall, and that has to do with furniture issues and placement and stuff like that. This is a very snug room. We're used to a little bit bigger of a room. It's not bad lengthwise, it's just very narrow. So we have a very big king size bedroom set that's going to go against this wall here, and that's why I kind of want this to be flush. Like, I want the trim, I just don't want this, I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but anyways, I don't want that sticking out. I just want it a flush trim around the window, so when our king size furniture, it's like big heavy solid wood, when it's against this, I don't want it sticking out further than it needs to be, because we need all the space that we can get to put our dresser against this wall here. And I think our dresser comes out, oh gosh, maybe to like about here. It's a pretty thick dresser, and our king size bed will probably come to about here, so that does not leave us much walk space at all. So it's going to be kind of challenging. And then we also have another like armoire kind of dresser as well, and an end table. So the end table and the armoire I think are going to go fine. It's just the dresser, the space between the dresser and the bed that's going to be a little snug. But you know what? It is what it is. I was thinking, I've seen these barn doors that bifold. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but basically it's just like your regular style track barn door, but instead of it sliding open when you pull the handle, it bifolds like your, you know, your regular slatted bifold doors. Hoping that that's something that we go with over here, and then the regular sliding barn door over here that slides this way. As long as there's enough clearance for the door to come this way, I think that'll be cool. A very patient person. You have to be patient for this kind of stuff. I am patient. I haven't complained about anything. I haven't pushed you, forced you.
You haven't fed me, because you know if I eat, that means I'm not working.
He's a liar.
Nope.
He's a liar. He makes up so many stories. But yeah, so if you didn't catch do that just really quick. So we went with this really cool flooring. If you're interested in what flooring this is, send me a message or comment down below, and I will be sure to let you know. Look, this is what kids do with towels. I have white towels that are gonna be going here. I don't know if I love the towel rack that we went with. Alexia picked it, so I just kind of went with it. Don't love it, but it is the wrought iron look, and you know, we have all the black fixtures, so it's okay. It'll work for now. And then I want to get a new basket to go under here. That's just an old basket that I had, so I've got to pick out something else that will fit. That is going to go in the master bathroom as well. And I have some pictures I'll shoot up here really quick, just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking for the kitchen. This is really awesome. I am super, super excited about this, and I can't wait. I've been working with Lowe's with an estimate, and I've been working with someone on Etsy also for an estimate. With Lowe's, I'll get like a Lazy Susan in that corner cabinet, but with the Etsy one, they can't fit the Lazy Susan. So I'm kind of torn on, the price is definitely less expensive with the Etsy by like probably almost $1,000. So it's a big difference. That's with craft made cabinets from Lowe's, or I can get them a little bit less with Diamond series or something like that through Lowe's. So I don't know, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait until the kitchen is done, but that's gonna be a few months from now. So if you're interested to see how this crazy very non-organized kitchen turns out, make sure you're following. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you can stay tuned to find out how our sliding glass door is going to go. And we're getting new windows for the kitchen and throughout the whole house. And of course, this floor here still has to be raised and fixed and whatnot, but he is fixing from the hallway down first, and then once he's done with everything that he needs to do back there, then we will start working on this area and getting a contractor out to do the beam over here or over here, wherever the beam is going to go. And then after that, somewhere down in the somewhat near future, we'll be working on a different master bedroom out in that area back there, because our laundry room is in a very small nook out in that area, and we just want to make sure that we have room for visitors when they come. And then maybe eventually we'll have a deck put out on this side here. That is what I would like. A nice deck with either a small pool, or that's kind of it for now. So anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope that you are enjoying this process and watching our journey with us. And then once a lot of this stuff is done, we'll start showing you guys more of the animals and hanging out with the animals more and getting back to our normal everyday routine. Hey guys, don't mind the way that I look. We're on the next day after my beautiful flooring has been put in my bedroom, and I actually just got finished sanding. Oh, my little wispies. I just got finished sanding our baseboards and the trim for the door. So I will show you just kind of what's going on. So this is going to be the baseboards, and basically what we did is we just took some, I believe it was 5/16 plywood that was suggested. I did a bunch of research on what actually makes the best baseboards if you're going to be making your own baseboards, and I looked up like farmhouse style baseboards and got an idea of how wide they should be, or how how thick they should be, and how wide or tall they should be. I don't know how you want to say that, but anyways, these are 5-inch pieces of plywood, so it's 5 inches this way by 5/16 thick. Yeah, and it's starting to look good. I am using a semi-gloss on these, and at the moment I'm going through a bunch of different paints. We have Valspar, I have some Sherwin-Williams, and I have some Behr. So the trim is Behr paint and primer, and it is the color Frost. It is the Behr paint color Frost. I like it. It's a bright white. As you can see, I don't know if this lighting is making it worse, but it is bright white. It's a semi-gloss, and it is really pretty. To kind of give you an idea, I'll go in Zion's room. I guess you can see it. Well, don't mind that blue spot on the wall to the left. I have to correct that right there. But okay, up on the top there is the trim, and that is the Frost color. And then on the blue, that's called English Channel. And the color of the actual wall is Alabaster White by Sherwin-Williams. So this is the trim color that was up there, and it stands out really nicely. And don't mind the room right now. The kids, I make the bed every single morning, and my kids come in throughout the day. They're on their tablets. They get under the covers, and then they throw pillows on the floor. And I know who the culprit is for that one. That guy right there. He's always throwing pillows on the floor. But anyways, this is the door trim, which these are 3 inches wide. So on the bottom side, the trim, the baseboards are going to be 5 inches. This is going to be a 3-inch door trim around. And then at the top, we're going to do 4 inches. So it's going to be kind of the same thing that we did in our spare bathroom. Except I've decided that I don't want it exactly this way. At the top here, you can see that we went over the edge a little bit. But I decided I don't want to do that for the rest of the trim. Only because my husband doesn't center things properly. Yeah, so that's the reasoning for that. I'm very nitpicky. I see like every detail, and I noticed that, hold on babe, don't open the door yet. And I noticed that this side over here sticks out more than that side over there. So I told my husband, you know what, let's not worry about that. Let's just do 4 inches at the top, end to end. I'll make it easy for you. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. So I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see inside the shower, but yeah, so this is a panel, actually. This is not real tile. It is a paneling, and it was a challenge to put up, not gonna lie, but it looks great, and I'm happy with the outcome on that. Weird lighting. Trim should be going up probably because it's already kind of late. It's 7:30 p.m. so I doubt the trim will be going up today. It is Saturday, so we usually like to take it easy on Saturday and start working again on Sunday. But I've been working pretty much all afternoon. But that's okay. I'll take a break tomorrow while he's putting up the trim. He's kind of been taking it easy today. We planed all the wood. Oh, that's what I was saying. So the trim, what we did basically is we took a 4-foot by 8-foot piece of plywood, the 5/16. We just stripped them into the pieces. So both of us had to work on that together because the plywood is kind of heavy, and we want to make sure that we get a really good, nice, clean cut. And then I was sanding all of these down the best that I could. And yeah, so I still have 4 more that I need to paint, but they've all been sanded down. Not quite done yet because I still have to touch up paint and do some caulking. But oh my gosh, I love my baseboards and my door trim. We still have to do the top. It looks so good. He's not done yet. He's still working on it. Oh, I am so extremely happy for the way that these are turning out. And once we do the touch-up paint and caulk the seams, it's gonna look amazing. It already does look amazing, but it's really gonna look amazing. So yeah, that's it. We're practically done. Then we'll, for that bedroom, practically done for that bedroom. And then we will bring in our furniture, so at least we'll have 1 room done, and then we'll start working on the kids' bedrooms. And we will have that done before school starts, which that is August 3rd. I'm actually on my way to Lowe's with my little sidekick, Alexia. We are going to do our daily trip to Lowe's. Oh, I better bring back the stuff that I need to bring, so I don't want to forget that again. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that you're enjoying this. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to help you guys out with any questions that you might have. And that's it. Until next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you then. Bye. Hi, lady. She's a good mama. most of the time.